Hello, and this is the Sleon Productions podcast where we interview authors, speakers, influencers, and today I'm interviewing one of my clients for Sleon Productions, Christopher Oche. He has a hyperbaric company and a foundation. Chris, welcome to the Sleon Productions podcast.
For the second time. Thank you.
Yes. We had to do a do-over because I did not focus the camera. When you do multiple things with lights, audio, the one thing you need to focus your camera.
Yeah.
But we got it going.
That's it. It's focused. We're good today, man. We're ready.
We're ready. So
Chris, ready. The only way it can get better is if we burn the place down from that first one, man. That place is great.
It was a good one.
It was a good one.
So first of all, let's start. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Do a lot. I started out with real estate and doing great things with that, and then I started doing health, and I started working with hyperbaric chambers, and I thought I could do great things with that, is selling them. But then I realized I could help with a foundation with veterans, first responders, and all disabled with helping them, and I set up a program to help them any way I can with their health. So what I do is basically ask for a deposit. That's for 40 days. I basically get a deposit for $500. And now if the first responder, veteran, disabled, they don't have that kind of money, I'll waive the charges, or I'll even waive the deposit. But usually I ask them if they can donate that to the foundation. That way I can, put that towards the pricing on the products I already have, and even buy more products. That way I can help even more people. So it's great to be able to help others and not ask anything from them. But I kind of like to get the deposit because it makes me know that they're, that gives them a little incentive. It's like giving a kid a car for free. If they don't make them pay for it, they're going to beat it up. So I basically tell them, hey, just give me a deposit, hold the deposit, I get the chamber back. I'll either give you the deposit back or you could donate it to my foundation. So it's like $12.50 a day, and if and I tell them you could rent it out, man. Rent that baby out and get
that's like lunch every day.
Yeah, if you get 5 people in it a day, you make $500. You know what I'm saying?
So let's talk about the hyperbaric chambers and tell us what they're about.
Okay, well this is basically what they look like, and this is I can't carry the chamber. I brought a couple other things to show you, but the chamber is just like a cocoon. I tell people it's like a cocoon. You get inside, it's pressurized oxygen, and basically I wore my shirt today to look professional. Last time I came, I was in ripped up jeans. I had you were
a biker type.
I was biker type, man. I thought we were going casual. I thought we were going to dinner afterwards. So this time I wore my shirt, but this tells you here. I'll show you on the back of the shirt. It actually tells you what the chamber does. It's the world's best chamber. I mean, we have the best chamber out there. It's basically the best chamber in the world when it comes to soft shell chambers. Nobody else can compare to our craftsmanship. Nobody can compare to the way it's built, because we're all non-toxic. Nobody else out there can say they're all non-toxic. We're completely non-toxic. No off gas will come off this thing. Nothing when you're inside the chamber. On the other chambers out there, you have an off gas that will come off from the materials made out of the fittings that are on it. So there's no off gas that's going to come off of our chamber. Just know that. We're the only one with a lifetime warranty. Nobody else out there can say they have a lifetime warranty. We're the only person out there with a lifetime warranty. And the great thing is we have 8 to 10 windows on our bigger units. Nobody has that either. They only have 3 windows. And what it does is it pressurizes oxygen. We're breathing at 22% right now. It pressurizes it into our body at 70%. So just know that you could put an oxygen concentrator on there and breathe at 100% if you like to. But it basically explains it all right here. The science: each cell in your body needs oxygen to preserve and repair and enhance every cellular function. The air we breathe is about 21% oxygen at sea level. Hobbit provides the body with greater opportunity to improve one's health, increasing oxygen into the body. Hobbit kills bacteria, viruses, and any other kind of microbes that cannot survive. They can't survive in an oxygenated environment. So just know that's the science of it. And what it does is increases the amount of oxygen carried into the blood, enabling it to dissolve into the hard to reach places like in the plasma, in the fluids surrounding the brain, spinal cord, the lymph, therefore assisting the body's for healing process. So it's basically going to get in there and go into your spine, your organs, into your mitochondria, into your hemoglobin, which is the fluid around your cells, and give you good cell replication. So it allows the body's vessels to grow more rapidly, affect areas with circulation that's been diminished. So any kind of areas that have been diminished and basically not circulating well, it's going to pressurize it. It's going to pressurize it to where you're getting better blood flow. And it also creates and increases one's body to antioxidants, helping the body to fight disease, infection, reduces swelling, inflammation, strengthens the immune system, stimulates and releases stem cells. So you're going to build stem cells. You're going to have neurogenesis. You're going to have angiogenesis. You're going to have all that stuff happening while you're in there. And just know that you're going to be getting, it's going to help do just a tremendous thing to your body. And that's what I tell people. I'm like, you want to know what it does? Look on the back. It's too much to explain. So that's why I put it there. And soon I'm going to get that QR code that you gave me. He gave me a QR code, and they'll actually print the QR code so you can, boom, hit it on the shirt.
Which will be on that podcast in the screen right below. Yeah. So obviously it helps out with the physical, athletes use it, but also you were telling me it deals with people with mental challenges. Tell us about that.
Yes, it does tremendously. The athletes use it for helping their body after beating their body up. They use it for their muscles. They use it for their calves. Their body gets beat up every day, and it helps them build. It helps them recoup in half the time. But me, I'm using it for conditions. I have them out there right now for people that have had stroke. I have a doctor that didn't. He did everything else. He did everything else that the doctors do, and then he's like, "Wow, what else can I do?" And he's coming to me. That's basically got hyperbaric chambers. I have other things that will help as well. We're using PEMF mats and stuff like that. But we're helping conditions, anything from stroke to cancer to inflammation. Like today, I met this girl in the parking lot that has a child with autism, and I could tell he had autism. So I approached her, and she says, "Yeah, I heard a lot about hyperbaric therapy." I said, "Look, if you can, contact me, I'm going to help your son," because he was just, how I found out about it was my brother-in-law had a child, and he was only born with the back half of the brain, and he didn't have the front half. So when they only gave him 1 day to live, he ended up living to being 3 years old, and unfortunately passed away when he was 3 from having a pneumonia in the hospital. So in those 3 years, the neurologist seen the development of the front half of the brain. So when they seen that, they're like, well, we can't say it's the hyperbaric chamber, but it's the hyperbaric chamber. So when I seen that, I knew that can be, help with some big things when it came to, helping people's conditions. And I'm just helping all kinds of, we helped a veteran get off his diabetes, his insulin. We helped someone with inflammation in the jaw. We've helped people with toxins. We've helped Lyme disease. We've helped I can just keep going and going. But just every condition. I mean, there's only a couple conditions that it doesn't help. You can't have a pacemaker, a defibrillator. You can't have pressure in the eyes, in the back of the eyes, but it will help with conditions with the veins in the eyes in the back, as long as it's not a pressure condition. So it helps with everything. So if you look up any condition and put in hyperbaric therapy for whatever condition, you will definitely see that it helps every single condition, and it's going to help tremendously.
Now, compared to the other hyperbaric chambers, you're able to use your phone. You're able to be comfortable in there, rather than versus the other ones where you can't.
Yes. We're not working with mixing gases. We're not working with firewalls. We're not working with any of that. You're able to use it on your own. You're actually able to go inside the chamber. You have a valve that you can compress and decompress. We just tell people to plug it in, shut the valve, get inside the chamber. You're able to operate it yourself. So you can actually go in the chamber, and there's 3 zippers on the biggest one, but 2 zippers on most of them. You do the top zipper if you're there by yourself, then you do the bottom zipper, and then it compresses. So you go in there for an hour and a half after compressing. You'll have a little bit of pressure, just like an airplane. I've been telling people to use those air plugs for the airplanes, and it's been helping out a lot. So if they don't have any pressure at all. But then you go in for an hour and a half. We tell them an hour and a half because why not? While you're already in there, you might as well do the hour and a half. So by the time it compresses and decompresses, you're either in there an hour and a half up to 2 hours, because if you're doing there for an hour and a half, you got about 15 minutes before. And then when you're done with your hour and a half, you basically twist the valve a little at a time and let the air pressure just go down. So every few minutes you would release a little bit of pressure out of it, and it will eventually go down to the bottom. When it gets down to the bottom, you unzip and you get out, you unplug it. So
easy use with Chris, because training had to do it.
Yes.
Tell us about the different models that you have.
We have a smallest one. A lot of athletes use them. The number 5. They have a carrying case for the 5, the 7, and you can carry the 8 and the 9. They're just a little bit bigger and heavier, but you can carry it in a carrying case. Pretty much all of them. And the 5 is 7 feet. The 7 is 7.5 feet. The 8 is 8 feet, and the 9 is 9 feet. I don't know if they made that because that's the size of them or what, but just know that nobody else carries the 9 foot. There's other people out there. Oxy Health. That's about our biggest person that we could say that's even compared to ours, which, you know, I tell everybody ours is a Rolls Royce, everyone else is a Honda. You have Oxy Health, they have a 5-year warranty. You have Marzipan, Newtown, Summit, you have all these other ones out there, and they basically are 1 to 3 years. So Oxy Health has a 5-year, but when you see the quality of ours and you look at other people's, you say, wow, there is a difference. And that's why I'm proud to be a distributor for these guys, because I mean, when I look at it, I put a Marzipan together for a guy that was a chiropractor, and I just said, wow, I can't believe, you know, the difference in our quality and craftsmanship compared to everyone else.
Which Chris is one of the few distributors in the U.S.
Yes, I was the first distributor here in the U.S. The second one is in California right now, and then we do have a bunch of resellers. So you know, I'm proud to be the first one here. And when I saw him, I had the owner of the company with one of the distributors in Canada come down and stay at Margaritaville. I said, look, you guys are in 50 below weather up there. Why don't you come down and stay? I want to talk to you about being a distributor. So they flew down, and I put them up at the hotel so I could tell them that I wanted to be a distributor and do this foundation. And basically, I've been working with the foundation a lot more. A lot of people will buy a car before they'll go and buy a chamber for their health. So they'll go buy stuff that they really don't need. They won't live for if they don't have their health. But here it is. Some people will. You know, the athletes will go out and spend that kind of money. The people that really, you know, that know what it does will get out there. But you know, that's why I'm able to do what I'm doing with the foundation, because I feel I'm not renting them a house. You know, I'm like $500, you know, and I know these have a lifetime warranty. That's why the other companies charge $2,000 and $3,000, because those 2, 3 to 5 years, they got to make their money back before this thing is obsolete and basically breaks, and then they have to put money into it. Mine has a lifetime warranty. If I could a little of the time make the money back over the time that I have the chamber and be able to help people, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help people. I'm not here to, you know, line my pockets. I'm here helping people and changing their lives, and that's what, you know, I'll be blessed with blessings, and eventually people will donate to my foundation, and I'll be like the Shriners Club. If people want to donate to me, you could donate. He set up an awesome website for me, dolcefoundation.com. You can go right on there and donate. So,
which segues perfectly to your foundation. Tell us a little bit all about that.
Oh, the foundation is awesome. I mean, I'm doing some great things. I mean, I put down there, first I said, okay, let me help the veterans, first responders, and the disabled. But then I said, wow, man, I'm over there helping with hurricane relief. I was over in Fort Myers, and I set up a kitchen for the people that were got wiped out over there, and I says, I can help with, you know, hurricane relief. And now I've been helping out with the, I call them less fortunate. A lot of people call them homeless. I says, they're not, if you call people homeless, they're going to stay homeless. I try to say, look, these are less fortunate people. I'm helping the less fortunate, because eventually they're going to have a home. And that's what I'm doing now. I actually helped, and it's great when these people reach out to me, and not only do they reach out to me afterwards, but their relatives do. After I help people in Fort Myers, I actually got their relatives reaching out to me saying, thank you for helping my mother and father get in contact with us. I set up a generator, and they were able to call us, you know, and we thought they were dead, you know, and thank you for having them, you know, feeding them and taking care of them, and having an outdoor oasis to where they can come and sit and congregate and smile after the tragedy that they went through. So it was great to have relatives that weren't even there reach out to me. And just today, this was a really great thing that one of the people that are less fortunate, their mom is out on the street. And the mother got a hold of my number, and she actually got onto Messenger and messaged me today and says, hey, Missy's my mom, and I would like you to, you know, if you, you know, thank you so much for feeding her, for one, and I would like to, you know, help her get up to Ocala and get together with us. We're family, we love her, we want her to be with us. So I went out today and actually found a couple people that know her, and I'm going to get in contact with Missy and get in contact with her daughter and make it to where they get her some help and get her off the street. So when I can could do something like that, or if I could help somebody after a tragedy, after a storm, and be able to provide for somebody, I mean, that's just amazing to be able to do that. And I don't ask for anything back. I don't care about the money. After you've helped someone and you don't expect anything unconditionally, it's just an amazing feeling, And if they do, that's great. But I don't expect anything from anybody when I do these things.
A few months ago, Hurricane Ian went through the Fort Myers area, and Chris Dolce was there from day one. Tell us your experience with that.
Well, I went down there, and I says, okay, well, first it happened, and I says, okay, what am I going to do to help? So there was a place over here. They were I forgot the name last time, and I forget it this time. Whatever, they were helping, and they wanted me to go bring supplies over. So they said, hey, we don't have any supplies over here. Everyone's been donating money. We just been providing them the money to get chainsaw blades and everything. I says, well, that's not going to do me any good. I want to go help these people. So then I was like, oh, well, do I donate? What do I do? And I says, you know what? I'm going to do it on my own. So I packed up my car from Costco, from Walmart, from Publix. I put a blanket, a tarp, everything, tied everything down, did 90 miles an hour over there. Looked around on Fort Myers and said, okay, the city was great, and it was basically got hit by a hurricane. It looked pretty bad. Downtown looked pretty bad. We usually frequently visit the Ford Edison Museum. I went by that, and I says, well, I know the beach got hit bad. Let me go see what's going on at the beach. So I got to the beach. There's a checkpoint, and I says, listen, guys, I says, I know no one's allowed on the beach, but I'm here to help the first responders. And they said, hey, we already got all the resources we need. We really don't need you down here. I says, well, how about the people? I says, man, I got 2,000 in food and generators and ice and everything behind me. I says, how about I just go set up for them? And sure enough, they let me over the bridge. I was fortunate enough to get over the bridge. And this north side had plenty of resources. The officers were there helping. Midtown was, had a few people helping. They had some resources because they can make it over to the north side. But the south side had nobody. I went over to this plaza and just set up. And that's where they were hubbing everybody to go with the military trucks to get over to the north side to get off the island. So it was good because they had the drop-off point for all the supplies. They had the pickup point to take people off the island, and then they had me that was providing them food. So when I set up there, I knew that was the perfect spot because nobody, everybody needed me there. I put up a generator, like 5 strips for them to plug in their phones, and everybody on the north side was waiting 2-3 hours to get their phone charged. So at my place, there's no wait. Everybody got their phone charged all day long. They had plenty of space. I was cooking them pancakes. Lunchtime we had, I had lunch trucks coming over from the north side every now and then with pork. I had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I had pasta. I had all kinds of food. Coffee, the main thing, coffee. You know how many people love me for coffee? And having cold drinks. I was the only one on the island. People were like, man, you got ice? I was like, man, I got ice. And after the first day, they weren't letting resources in. They weren't letting anybody in with resources. They weren't letting anybody in with generators. They weren't letting anybody in with ice. No, nothing at all. No food was coming over the bridge. So for me to have all those supplies and to be able to provide to those people, and for 4 or 5 days until they finally shut me down, they said, they basically said, look, we're trying to get everyone off the island. We don't want people to be here because of the looting and everything that's going on. And I says, well, listen, these people should be able to be at their house because they don't want anyone to loot their house. They want to take care of the mold that's going on. The only way you're supposed to, I'm in real estate, so the only way you're supposed to evict someone is if they have an eviction notice or if they have unsafe structure. I says, you guys can't kick them out of the house. And they says, well, that's pretty much what we're doing. They says, you got to leave. They weren't. I was bringing going to get someone to get clothes on the north side. They pulled me over and they weren't going to let me go get my generator. They weren't going to let me get any of my stuff, my coolers, none of that. My tent that I was living in for 4 or 5 days. They weren't going to let me get any of that. And I says, come on, man, I've been feeding hazmat. I've been feeding first responders. They're like, no, you haven't. We had plenty of resources.
This was with FEMA, right?
Yeah, with FEMA. I says, that was on the north side. You had plenty of resources. When you got on the south side, I was giving you guys coffee. I was feeding you guys all the food that I had because there was nobody over there. I says, when you guys came over, I offered it. Whether you ate it or not, that was another thing. But the people alone, the residents, I have a whole new family over there. They said they're going to build a statue in that plaza with me on it, and when they rebuild. But it's just great to be able to help those people. And when the last day when they did tell me to leave, they basically said, okay, well, we're going to let you get your stuff. They brought me back over there. They let me load it up. And when people were coming over to get coffee and pancakes and everything, they were like, look, you guys go back to your house and you don't come out of your house. If you come out of your house, we're taking you off the island. So they were getting really mean the last day, and they told me that they're going to escort me off, and they told all the people, look, we're starving you out. And I says, wow, those are the words that just came out of your mouth? So I basically got on with New York Times called me, and they're like, oh, we heard you're doing great things, and USA Today called me. They said, oh yeah, this and that, and Radio Rosie got with me, and she was like, yeah, you're doing great stuff. I says, yeah, but that's great, you're praising me over that. I says, but I want you to know what's really going on over here. The officers are kicking them out of their house. They're being really mean. They're acting like these guys are criminals. So basically that's when everything shifted, and I got onto basically the beach report. There's a beach report, and they started telling everything of how the officers were acting. Radio Rosie got involved. She started telling everyone what was happening. New York Times, everybody, USA Today, they all started getting on them. And that's when I was like, instead of going from their savior to being their voice. And that was a great thing, because then the residents started saying, yeah, that's what they're doing. They're being horrible to us. They're really making things hard on us over here. So it was great to be able to be their voice as well. So that was awesome. But yeah, just helping like that, man, is just an amazing thing. I mean, I'm helping with other products too, though. I'm not only with the hyperbaric chamber.
Yes, which I want to go with you. You provide other products besides the hyperbarics.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Yes, and we actually talk about everything when it comes to natural products, whether it be baking soda, bicarbonate, all kinds of natural products, iodine, food grade peroxide. We'll tell you all the natural stuff you guys can use for your health. But there's other things we're using too. The Beamer is one of them. My wife wouldn't let me leave with the QRS. She has a QRS at home. She probably would have let me leave. She wouldn't have minded. But I have one QRS right now with somebody that has a stroke, and they're using the hyperbaric chamber with the QRS. I have another person over in Fort Myers that has cancer, and he basically, I don't like to say the word cancer. I just say it's the big C word, or that horrible thing that they give us from, whatever. But this is the Beamer, and it comes with a mat that you lay on. You basically lay on this mat, and the Beamer is really good, but the QRS is even better. The Beamer and QRS used to work together, and Beamer says, hey, we want to go do our own thing. So QRS says, oh, go ahead. You go ahead and do your own thing. We're leaving, and we're taking our patenting with us. And that was one thing I didn't talk about with the hyperbaric chamber. The hyperbaric chamber has a patent for having silver in the compressor that doesn't allow bacteria in the unit. So I like working with these products that have patents. Like this has a patent for having the radiation taken out of you. This Beamer, or the QRS, the Beamer is good for blood flow. So the chamber works is for oxygen, pressurized oxygen, and you're getting pressurized oxygen, giving you pressurized oxygen. The Beamer and the QRS are for blood circulation. You lay on this mat, or you lay on you use some of the devices that come with this, and it's all good for blood circulation, blood flow. So what I do is get your blood flow going, and then I put you in the hyperbaric chamber, and I oxygenate all that blood. So now that blood's flowing, you oxygenate that blood, and you're getting good blood circulation. You're getting oxygen to all that blood you just circulated, and it's just amazing to be able to, it's just working wonders. I mean, it's great for everything. Every condition, when you have good blood flow, you don't have inflammation. So just know, if that's the main thing, guys. If you exercise, you have good blood flow. If you get moving, a rolling stone never gathers moss. Just remember that. So just know that you have to be, active, and that's the way to be when it comes to being healthy.
Chris, you also brought the V-Light. Tell us about that.
Oh, the V-Light. And this is all good stuff, man. This is all natural stuff that you can use with whatever you're doing. If you're on a doctor's regimen and you're on medications, the hyperbaric chamber will intensify your medications. It will actually boost up the medications, make it to where you're actually having to take less of them and actually wean off your medications. But we work with those, and then when I heard about the people with Alzheimer's and dementia, and they were taking that harmful pharmaceutical drug that was $50,000 a month, and it wasn't working. So I says, man, there's got to be something better. There's got to be something better that's natural. And sure enough, I found the V-Light. This V-Light is wonderful because it's a light that goes onto your head. You use a battery pack, and it concentrates on your front cortex, your rear precuneus, right and left angular gyrus, and then your hippocampus. I don't know if you guys know, we all have two hippocampus, one behind each ear. They're shaped like seahorses, and they rejuvenate 200 million cells every single day. So when you break up all the amyloid plaque, this has neurogamma waves and infrared light. The infrared light stimulates the hippocampus. The neurogamma waves break up the amyloid plaque. So you can look on YouTube. I'm really not a distributor for this, but if you do go on to V-Light, which is VIELIGHT, you go on to V-Light and you put in the coupon code, all capital letters, Dolce 10, you actually save 10%. When I bought one, I didn't get to save 10% because I had no coupon code. So I got with this company, I said, look, I'm going to send you people, but you got to break them off something. And sure enough, they said, okay, well, we'll give them 10% off. They just got to put coupon code Dolce 10, all capital letters. So this breaks up all the amyloid plaque, all the beta proteins, all that tar that you have in your head. It's breaking it up and getting you good blood flow. So when you have someone with Alzheimer's, dementia, traumatic brain injury, you're going to have good results with this thing here. And you can look on YouTube, Dr. Margaret Naser, N-A-E-S-E-R, Dr. Margaret Naser, and she'll tell you how good this is working. I mean, they make a Pro Series. I'm probably going to pick up the Pro Series real soon. And this is one of the things you can pretty much buy on your own. I mean, a lot of people don't have like, you know, $1,500, but it's a lot less than I think they're down to like $5 grand for the Beamer. The hyperbaric chambers are anywhere from $12,000 to $22,000, so those are kind of pricey, and that's why I bring those to you. I mean, I try to tell people if they can pick one of these up and use it on their own regiment and be able to use it on their own and you know, buy one on their own, that's probably a good thing because you can use it for the rest of your life, because they do make a V-Light, it's a plus. And that works on your head, and that works on all the area of your brain. But the V-Light Plus will actually work on the cerebellum in the back and for your balance and your coordination. So you have an extra piece that actually will hook to this and go to the back of your head and work on your cerebellum and definitely give you more balance, more coordination. Then they make another device that will hook to any part of your body, whether it be your hip, your shoulder. The most important is the gland in your chest. The gland in your chest, it stimulates the vagus nerve, and a lot of people don't know about the vagus nerve, but the vagus nerve stimulates all the different nerves throughout your body. It actually goes up to your head, all the way down to your torso, and not really through your legs, but the vagus nerve runs pretty much through your whole body, and it stimulates a bunch of different nerves throughout the body. So just know when you're stimulating that vagus nerve right here in the gland, it's stimulating the rest of the nerves in your body and just making great things happen. So
Chris, what is the best way that people can find your stuff online?
Well, thanks to you, man. They can find me at dolcefoundation.com. That will tell you everything I'm doing to help people. You can also find me at Dolce Hyperbarics with an S at the end and .com. And you know, thanks to you as well, because the first website guy I had dolcehyperbaric.com, and that's actually has parked right now because he let it shut down. And now that I'm running it through GoDaddy and you help me out, man, you're just amazing. I mean, I'm going to be doing a lot of business with you. I tell everybody about you, and hopefully we can do some great things together, man.
Also, your Instagram. I love your Instagram. He posts videos almost every day, I believe. Early in the morning. Man. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that
experience. Well, Instagram is okay, but my Facebook more. Facebook is my name, Christopher Dolce, and you can find me at Dolce Hyperbaric as well. But I'm always on Christopher Dolce. I'm you know, Christopher CHRASTOPHER DOLCE, and then you'll see the American flag with the hyperbaric. Dolce Hyperbaric. And you can find, I have two on Facebook, Dolce Hyperbaric and Christopher Dolce. Then everywhere else is Dolce Hyperbaric, whether it be Instagram and YouTube is all of them. Is my name, Christopher Dolce, Chris Dolce, Dolce Hyperbaric, and Dolce Foundation. I have 3 on there. And then Instagram is Dolce Hyperbaric. And you know, then you have LinkedIn. You know, I don't do a lot on that. My main hub is the old school. It's Facebook. A lot of people say, man, you're, you know, Facebook. Those are my bookies. I call them all my bookies. The gram is my gram. You know, everybody on the gram. You know, LinkedIn, I do some stuff. You know, Twitter, I do some stuff.
Don't do TikTok though.
No, I do, man. I'm TikTok, man. I'm an energy savior on TikTok. I'm an energy savior, but I don't do much since everything that's been going on. I was doing a lot on TikTok for a while there, but I've just been calming down a little with that. I've just been, you know, helping people a lot. So I really, when you see me doing less, you know, I'm doing more. That's all I got to tell you, you know, because you know that means I'm doing out there doing good things like helping people in the morning. I get up and do you know, 4 o'clock in the morning and do a 20, 30, 40 mile bike ride and patrol the neighborhood. Last night after New Year's, if you guys look on my Facebook, you'll see I had some guy sleeping in his car. He was hammered, drinking, so I got him out of the car, made him sleep in the parking lot. He ended up leaving the parking lot, taking a walk, falling in the water. Go look at my Facebook, you'll see I ended up getting a guy from killing himself, killing other people, and you know, just hurting anybody, being drunk and DUI, and anything I can help. I saved his life, other people's lives, and anything I could do to help someone out and save them from a DUI. We all know how much a DUI will cost you.
That could hurt a lot.
Sure.
Well, there you have it, Chris. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. And we're definitely going to have more podcasts because I love it, man. This is fun stuff, man. Awesome. This is definitely.